Hey, what's up YouTube? This is iFonemodder here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys episode 2 of Rumor Roundups, brought to you by yours truly, iFonemodder. And I did get a rather good feedback. I think last time I checked I had 12 likes and 1 dislike, probably a troll who disliked, so I'm not going to worry about that. But let's just get right into it. Alright guys, let me know how you like that intro you just saw right there. Hopefully I do remember to put that in. I think I will. But let's just get started. So the first article we have is the Nexus Prime is actually confirmed. So I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Google actually does announce their new Nexus flagship hardware every year to feature their new Android software. So what I mean by this is right now, as you can see, the Nexus S4G is out, and that runs pure stock Android Google Gingerbread. So the only reason why Google does this is to show off the new features that come in the new build of Android, because as you guys know, Android is actually open source, so pretty much every single carrier makes some sort of tweak or edit to it. So this is the only device that runs 100% stock Android unless you root your other device, which is equivalent to jailbreaking your Android device. So this will run, of course, Ice Cream Sandwich, and it is supposed to have a 1.5 gigahertz Super AMOLED HD display and Ice Cream Sandwich. So I think this will be amazing. It'll be one of the first Android smartphones to contain a 720p resolution display. A lot of you guys might think that you're getting an HD display on your phone, but you're actually not. It just seems like that because you have a really large pixel per inch ratio, but you are actually not seeing an HD picture. So this will feature an HD, and it has been confirmed by Google. Next thing, I just want to talk about the new features that were announced in iOS 5 Beta 2. I'm just going to go over a few of them right now, so I don't think these are every single feature that has been accomplished in iOS 5 Beta 2. The first thing is Wi-Fi sync, which I actually did go over in my iOS 5 run-through. That took like 15 minutes. But anyways, Apple did actually announce this, but it was not in the Beta 1. This allows you to sync with your iTunes over a wireless network, which your laptop and your iPhone or iPod Touch or iPad are sharing. The next thing is they changed the layout of the notifications. It doesn't look like this anymore. It's kind of a different layout. And that is pretty much all I'm going to cover for that. The next piece of news is kind of depressing, and I do not like this at all. It claims that iOS 5 will halt SH firmware downgrades on iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. So I don't know how many of you guys have ever downgraded your devices. I have sure not covered them on my channel yet, even though I should. But I have downgraded from 5.0 Beta 1 back down to 4.3.3. I backed down from 4.2.1 to 4.1. Pretty much done every single jump there is. And usually the primarily program used for this is the firmware Tiny Umbrella, usually just referred to as Tiny Umbrella. And now they're going to halt this. Basically, they will stop signing your firmware, which Apple did do. I don't know why they even did it in the first place, because apparently they don't want you to downgrade your phone. I don't even know why they signed them in the first place, but they are halting that apparently, and Apple apparently did kind of clarify it, not really. So we're just going to have to see about that. Next, MacBook back order at Best Buy. So hopefully this means that we will be seeing a new MacBook, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the MacBooks right now, no offense if you just bought one or anything, but they are really crappy compared to today's Windows laptops or the MacBook Air or even the MacBook Pro. I don't even know why they haven't updated it. It's been like 2 years. But as you can see here, it says Intel Core 2 Duo, which is like 4-year-old, 5-year-old processor. Now we have the i3, i5s, and i7s. We're even in the second generation Sandy Bridge processors of those. And it only has 2 gigs of memory and a 250 gig hard drive, which is not the best. So it usually leaves our warehouse within 1 to 2 weeks, they claim, but it is back order at the moment, and the new shipment's expected between July 15th and 27th. So hopefully Apple combines a kind of a press conference or just an announcement saying the MacBook and the MacBook Air and possibly even the iPhone 5, but I really doubt it because we always take things too seriously. In other words, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Google did announce their social network called Google+. So I was actually not invited because I didn't know that you can submit invitations, unlike Google Music Beta, but apparently you could. So I have not received an invite. I just sent an invite, but they're kind of declining them at the moment. So I'm just going to have to see. Hopefully I can bring you guys coverage about this, but I'm just going to have to see. Basically, it's really cool. It's kind of like Facebook, the layout. But basically you have circles, which separates out your family, friends, your fan page, all that kind of sort. So you can message out like different messages to each circle. You can block out different features for each person. It kind of varies, but you'll see when it comes out. I think it's really cool, and I want you guys to answer, do you think you guys would be using this feature? I'm going to start doing this, the question of the day. Do you guys think you will use Google Plus, even though I have not covered it yet? But just by saying what I said and all this stuff, the articles are down below, so if you want to check out the article about it, it's down below, like all the links are. And yeah, just tell me what you think. And also, there is a way, I know for you guys that already have Google Plus, you think that you cannot send out any more invites because they have marked the cap. But if you want to be very nice and send me an invite, I'm going to tell you how to do it. There's a way to bypass it. Basically, you have to create a circle named invite and add the email addresses you want to invite. And then you have to keep in mind that the people you're inviting must have Gmail accounts. Then create a post, assign it to the invite circle only. Be sure it's not public to everyone and just members of the invite circle. And the invite people will receive an invite email in their mailboxes. So please guys, if any of you guys have this, send me an invite or send any of your friends. That is my favorite ask of you for me showing you guys this little nifty feature. Next, according to some reports, Apple does plan to make the iPhone 3GS free after the iPhone 5 is launched. So I don't know if you look at Apple's track record when the iPhone 3G was launched, the iPhone 2G dropped in price, etc., etc., etc. 3GS, 3G dropped, 4, 3GS dropped, and right now with the contract, the 3GS only costs $49.99, which translates to $50, but you do need a 2-year contract, and you're pretty much paying $25 a month for internet and voice and data and all that good stuff. Probably costs you like $100 a month, and you're tied into that for 2 years. That's 24 months, so it's not really that great of a deal. But when it's free, it attracts more customers, and this will be great for you if you want to get an iPhone but are too cheap to spend the $200, $300 price range and just want to get one for free. And that would be amazing if Apple and AT&T can partner up to do so. The next kind of cool thing is that HTC Status was announced. So they actually did preview this phone. It wasn't called the HTC Status, but it was actually an HTC phone back in CES 2011. And they did say it was a Facebook phone, so it's pretty much integrated around Facebook. All the social media built into it has to do with Facebook. As you can see here, there's a dedicated Facebook button, and I think this has a lot of potential to be very amazing, except it just doesn't seem like a really appealing phone. It has a QWERTY keyboard that takes up like half the thing, and then the capacitive touchscreen buttons that Android had. So I don't know, it seems kind of clunky to me, but it is coming soon to AT&T, and again, that is the HTC Status. Next thing which I and a lot of iPad users should be looking forward to is Facebook is launching something awesome within the next week, says Mark Zuckerberg, who's a very interesting man. So I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Facebook is a huge thing, but they do not have a dedicated iPad app, which a lot of things like Twitter, Rovio, which makes Angry Birds, etc., a lot of that variation of services have dedicated iPad apps to appeal to the iPad consumers. But for some reason, I don't know why Zuckerberg has not made an iPad app. Maybe he just doesn't think there's enough market share. But it shouldn't really take them that much time considering they have the main layout. Anyways, people are speculating that this will be a dedicated iPad app announcement. Or there was actually a thing called Project Spartan that I did not cover, but basically it was a dedicated photo sharing app for the iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad. That there was a few leaked screenshots, but it wasn't a sure thing. Now with Twitter possibly announcing their picture thing, no one really knows, so it might be that, but I think you can bet your bucks on a dedicated iPad app, but again, I'm not sure, so we're just going to have to see. Also, just quick note, good news for you guys who use Dreamboard on your iPhone and iPod Touches. It is now free, so if you want to go check that out in Cydia, it is free. Also, for your iPhone 4 unlockers, if you guys use JvSim, you probably do know that it is not supposed to work in iOS 5 Beta 2 because they couldn't figure out how in an Apple patch it. But there was a way found, and I'm not going to go over how you do it, but it does involve Snowbreeze and all that stuff. So I don't really know how it is because I don't care because I don't have an iPhone 4 and nor do I have the JvSim. So if you want to check that out, just links in the description to all these articles, and if you have an iPhone 4 and are interested, you can check it out on RenmanPie.com. Unfortunately, we are coming to a close at our little segment of our series today called Rumor Roundup number 2. But the last little thing in news is that leaked AT&T documents hint at a 4G LTE Ready iPad 3 and iPhone 5. So I don't know how many of you guys know LulzSec. They're just a hacking group that goes in the government, exposes their stuff to expose their flaws in their security systems. Basically, they have stopped. But one of the last things they did was actually go into AT&T and expose some of their little dirty secrets, showing that the iPad 3 and the iPhone 5 might be LTE ready. Maybe for Verizon, but I really doubt for AT&T the iPhone 5. Maybe the iPad 3, but I think there's only 5 cities right now that are LTE ready with iPhone 5. A lot of you guys might see 4G ready phones like the Samsung Infuse 4G on the AT&T, but it is all bullshit. It is a marketing scam. They basically use HSPA+. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but HSPA is 3G. HSPA Plus is a better 3G. It is not 4G. LTE is almost 2 times the speed of HSPA Plus. So Verizon's network just crushes AT&T's. And AT&T does do that high download bit rate because they have a really low network capacity, even though they have a lot of people. So they need the download and upload speeds on their sides for this. I don't know why the hell they're doing that. Trying to make a quick buck, so we're just gonna have to see what happens. But yes, guys, that is all for this video today. Let me know if you want me to continue my series down below. Make sure you answer the question of the day if you would want to use Google Plus or not, which is a new social network that Google has announced. And also, subscribe, like this video, and ultimately, have a nice day. And I think this will be really amazing, except it doesn't seem like the best